how to uncover your most authentic desires so that you can manifest easily. Because guess what? Inauthentic desires do not manifest easily, if at all. Because inauthentic desires, or desires coming from a place of lack, have a lack frequency. And if something is on a lack frequency, then manifestations don't come to people or things that are on a low vibration. Instead, what does is obviously other things on that frequency, other events in your life that are on that frequency. But you won't get the thing that you're trying to manifest because it's not coming from a good place. It's coming from a place of lack. So how to actually uncover the authentic desires / know if it's an authentic desire or if it's an inauthentic desire coming from a place of lack. This is like the number one reason why people will not manifest something, because they think they want something but they don't actually want it for the right reasons, or it's not something that is truly in alignment with their higher self. But we're going to go into that in a second. So number one is it my head or my heart? Your heart is your highest vibration. If you're not manifesting from a place of love, from a authentic, loving place, and you're instead manifesting from your head, then that's when it's going to have a lower frequency. So I'm going to go over a few examples of what this might look like so you can recognize if you're manifesting from your heart or your head. So the first one is if you're manifesting from a place of need. This is so important. If you're manifesting from a place of need, such as it's going to get you out of a predicament or it's going to stop some sort of suffering, then you're manifesting from a place of lack, from a place of low vibration, from a place of need, and need is what you don't have. So when you manifest from a place of need, you're constantly telling the universe that you don't have it. And you're constantly telling the universe that you need it now, which means that, again, you don't have it, and number two, you don't believe you're going to have it either. Whereas when it is your heart, it's something you truly want. It's something that you don't need. You would be fine without it. When you manifest, ask yourself right now, is this something that I need or is it something that I want? If it's something that you want, great. And you have to be super honest with yourself, guys. In terms of shadow work, you need to be honest with yourself, because this might be disguised as something that you want, but you actually feel like you need it. So for example, if you really want a bigger house, that's not a need, that's a want. You've already got a house. You've got a roof over your head. You've got somewhere to live. You don't need a bigger house. Even if you've got 5 children and you're like, I need a bigger house, that is not detrimental to their survival. You do not need it. You want it. Okay? So you need to get, hold on, I think I've just said that wrong. Yeah, so you need to be happy with that not happening, right? If it's something that you want but you don't need, you need to stop saying that you need it, right? If you're trying to manifest a bigger house, you need to be okay with not having that. And be okay with by not having that is by being grateful and happy and focusing on the present moment. You know, you're doing your meditation, you're staying grounded, you're grounding yourself, you're doing your self-care. That is how you be okay with what you have right now. And it's always important to be grateful for what you have. Every day I practice gratitude. Every day I'll say something that I love about myself, the world, what I have, my life. You have to be doing these practices, or else you will start to feel like you need it. It's coming from a place. So if you start wanting something like the bigger house because you've got 5 children or something, right? It will turn into a need when you're not grateful for what you have. So if this person has 5 children and they're like, I need a bigger house, you've lost the control of your emotions in that moment, because you start to think that you need it because this current situation is so bad that you cannot stand staying in it. That's when it becomes a place of need. Wrong. Like, it's not good at all. You need to recognize it's a want, and therefore, if it's a want, you're okay with where you are now. Be present, be grateful for what you already have. Next example is, for example, if you're manifesting because someone else has it. This is a want, and this is coming from a lack frequency, because you think you need to be like the other person in order to be accepted. So if you want a car, say you want a Porsche or a Lamborghini, ask yourself why you want it. This is a shadow work prompt. Why do I want this? What am I going to gain from it? When you realize I want it because I see people on social media having it, or my cousin has it, my friend has it, you think, okay, but why do I want it? Because they have it. Next question. Why do I want it? Because they have it. Because they have it, and I feel like I'll fit in more, so-and-so will like me more, I'll be more successful. That's where you realize you're manifesting from a place of lack and feelings of need. You feel like without this, something bad's gonna happen, or you're not gonna get anywhere in life, right? That's how you realize that it's coming from a bad place. It's an inauthentic desire, shall we say. It's not an authentic desire. Another example maybe is manifesting because it's who someone else wants you to be. So for example, your family are like, yeah, go be a doctor or a lawyer. And you think you want to be a doctor or a lawyer. And then halfway through your degree, you realize that's not what you want. It's actually what other people they wanted for you. Out of love, of course, because they want you to be successful, right? They want you to have a good life. You are manifesting from an inauthentic place because you don't want this desire, and you will realize very soon that you don't want this desire, or you will realize when it's too late. So yes, it's very important that you do the inner work to realize what it is you're manifesting. Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it if you realize what that's from. If you're the same age as me and you're from the early 2000s, you'll know what that's from. That is literally what it is. Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. Okay, so you don't want to manifest the wrong things. If you manifest being a doctor and you're stuck in a 3-year work contract, you are screwed when you realize what you actually want to do. When you go realize you want to start your own coaching business, you want to start producing music, start doing YouTube, and you're stuck at this 9 till 5, then you're going to be kicking yourself for not being more aware and having a higher consciousness sooner. You're gonna be like, damn, I wish I'd listened to the universe, I wish I'd listened to my intuition, I wish I'd done more inner work before really realizing this. Which is why in Paid to Exist, I say to people to get the first thing I teach people in there is the shadow work to do with, being the person that you want to become and manifesting. Because if you do not know who you are and you do not know what you want, you are on a slippery slope. That is the first thing I say in that course. You have to know yourself. Know thyself before you manifest anything. That is a whole inner work course before we even get into anything about manifesting. This needs to be done. So the second example is manifesting. Wait, no, I think I've done them all now. Yes, I've done all of my examples. I said the last one first because I thought it was the most important one to do. So we cannot be manifesting because someone else has it, because someone else wants it for us, because it's something that we need instead of what we want. We cannot be manifesting from our head. We need to be manifesting from our heart. So the next thing, the second way that you can uncover authentic desires over inauthentic desires is gonna be something that I teach in the beginning of Paid to Exist, and it's actually, is it what I want or is it who I want to become? the very first thing I want you to become, the very first step rather, to consciousness, a higher consciousness, a higher level of emotional intelligence and self-awareness, is realizing who you want to become. I don't care if you think you know who you want to become, journal on it tonight. Journal on it. Who do I want to become? And then you will realize what you want. It's the most important thing that we can do in terms of manifestation, ever, ever, ever. Never ask yourself, what do I want? Ask yourself who I want to become. So again, if you say, what do I want? You could turn around and say, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer. What do I want? I want that because I want good money and I want safety and I want security. Then you ask that person and you say, who do you want to become? And they say, I want to become this person that really helps people. I'm a person that can constantly pour into myself. I'm a person that is truly an example for others. I want to help others, but in more ways than that's possible. And then you say to them, okay, well, that doesn't really align with what you want, because what you want is to be a doctor that helps a maximum of 10 people every day. So you're not helping more people you can ever imagine. Also, that requires you to work 50, 60, 70 hours a week. So you're not going to have all the time in the world to do the inner work. And then they go, oh, crap, I actually don't want this really then, because it doesn't align with who I want to become. But without thinking about it, you think that that's who you want to become. You think that's what you want. But unless you journal on it and get super, super clear on who you want to become, you will fall into the trap of getting stuck into the shiny object syndrome, where you see something and you think it's going to be successful and bring you loads of money and fulfillment, and then you get stuck in it and realize, this is not what I wanted for my life. This is not who I wanted to become, and it's not what I thought I would get from it either, because you got stuck with the shiny object. You got enticed into this inauthentic desire. So an example of this is, for example, if you're in a relationship, and I see this online in many manifestation communities, is if you want your ex back so that you can win, or wanting them back to become a better person and make amends. Which one is it? Do you want them back because you want to win and be able to say, I told you so? Or do you want them back because you genuinely want to become a better person? In which case, why are you begging for someone that left your life in the first place? Or someone that wasn't aligned with your frequency in the first place? So there's a difference between the lack or the authentic desire. The inauthentic or the authentic desire. So one is the brain, the logic, the ego, like, haha, I got you back now. And then one of them is the heart that actually wants to evolve and become a higher being. And another example is, are you manifesting 10k a month in income? Because that will make you safe and secure, which is all we ever want, by the way. Especially as women, we just want to be safe and secure. Or do you want the 10k a month so that you can invest in yourself and be the person that takes care of your family and your future children? Why do you want it? Because a lot of people will actually want the 10k because they want to be safe and secure, because that's all we ever want. But that's then coming from a place of lack, because it means then that you need to provide for yourself. No one else is going to look out for you, and you need to do it all yourself, which is incorrect, because we know that there are many people out there that can provide for you. The universe will always provide for you through other people, through your parents, through your friend, through your partner. Through everything in the world, everyone in the world, they will be the ones that will provide for you. So when we think that we are the only person that will ever be able to provide for us, and we will be the only we've only got our own back, that is coming from a lack frequency. You do not need to worry about your safety and security. There is always going to be someone that will do something for you, or some event through the universe that will happen to you, that will constantly make sure that you're safe, secure, and provided for, as long as you allow it. as long as you tune yourself into that radio frequency of abundance, of receiving, then that is the experience and the life that you will experience. But if you're not, then you will experience that life. So you have to be careful what you wish for, what you focus on. So manifesting money to be safe and secure, lack frequency, inauthentic desire. Manifesting 10k a month to be a person, be a better person, invest in yourself more, and be a person that takes care of your family. It's all coming from a place of love then in your heart, whereas this is coming from fear mentality. So you see the difference between the inauthentic and the authentic desire. So the last one is kind of an extension of the last one that I spoke about. Is it coming from a place of struggle, or is it coming from a place of abundance? So this is exactly the same as another example I gave, but I will make it different. So manifesting a big house to get out of a living situation, or because you're excited for the next level. So if you're manifesting a different house, shall we say, because we already did big house. If you're, okay, here's an example. If you're manifesting to move house to a different country because you want to get out of this current country or this current climate, then what frequency is that going to be on? Versus manifesting moving country because you're super excited for this next level and this new life that you're gonna experience. Which one is coming from the heart? Which one's coming from the head? Which one's inauthentic? And which one is authentic? I think you guys know. Another example is manifesting a partner. Oh, this is a big one. So this is in terms of relationships again. We go over money, we go over relationships, material things. We do all the examples out here. So manifesting a partner because you're lonely, or because you're excited for love and companionship. Are you manifesting them because you're looking to get out of the feelings of loneliness? In which case, you're never going to manifest it, because first of all, lack frequency, low vibration, and what are you lonely with yourself? You should be comfortable in your own company. What is your mind trying to distract you from? What kind of unresolved issues is your mind trying to distract you from by thinking that you need someone else to make you whole? If you feel negative in any singular way, it means there's something going on inside of you that wants to come out. And the more you push it down, the more it's going to result in physical ailments, disease, illness, whatever. You cannot be pushing your emotions down like this. They need to come out. If you're feeling lonely and you're feeling sad on your own, it's because you're not comfortable with yourself. You're not comfortable with who you are. There's things about yourself that you need to uncover. In which case, you should probably sit with yourself, journal, meditate on it, therapy, anything like that. You need to go down a self-discovery journey. You cannot be manifesting people out of a state of loneliness, because the issues are still going to be there when you're in the relationship, and they'll just come up later on. Whereas if we are excited for love and we're excited for companionship, can you see how that is such a positive, authentic, heart-aligned desire compared to the other one? And the thing here isn't even like the fact that you're doing it, because a lot of people don't realize they're doing it. A lot of people won't realize that they're trying to manifest love because they feel lonely, until they sit with themselves and do the inner work and do the shadow work and they do the meditation, they won't realize that they had any of these issues. That's why they're shadows. They won't realize that they had any of these issues until they start doing the work. I started inner work without even thinking that I had anything to deal with, because that is what your brain does. Your ego purposely forgets it. If you're someone that has vague memories of your childhood, but you have no idea really like what happened, it was all just a blur, it's because your brain is blanking it out. Like, I have areas of my life where I completely do not know what happened in that period. In my brain, I just lived my life. But upon revisiting the events, I'm like, oh, I forgot that happened. Oh my God, that wasn't very good actually. That's why your brain blanks it out. It doesn't want you to experience those emotions. It threatens your survival to your mind. When you feel these emotions, it threatens your self-concept, your self-identity, your confidence, your belief in yourself. But these things need to come up because they're festering in your body, and they will come up when, in any sort of triggered situation, they'll all come up. All of these limiting beliefs, they all come out. As soon as you get angry at someone, you'll flick the switch, and like all of these things. This is why people are so reactive, because they have all of these negative emotions bundled up inside of them from experiences that they refuse to revisit. And then this causes a world full of people who are insecure, who disbelief, they don't feel worthiness. And those are the people that get walked all over by the people that they get walked all over by the opposite people that are too full of themselves, too arrogant, but not from an evolved standpoint, from a lack standpoint, like compensation sort of thing. They're compensating. So these is either you're either like the person that gets walked all over, or the person that walks all over, or the higher evolved person that watches it all happening, knowing exactly what's going on. You can be either of those three people. But if you don't do the self-development work, then you probably already fall into one of those things without realizing it. And it's not the latter. So, where are we now? Okay, we're on to the last example now. So, the last example of is it coming from struggle or abundance is manifesting a new car because you don't like your current one, or you think it's unsafe, or because you're excited for the level up energy and the next level in your life. I've been in this situation with like one of my first cars. I was trying to manifest a new car. I wanted one so bad after nearly crashing, because my car was so old. It was a 2001 plate and it had no ABS braking, and I slammed my brakes on the dual carriageway or motorway, and the car literally, I was like swerving because it didn't have the ABS. It was like this, it just screeched and it wasn't doing it properly, and I kind of almost ended up sideways in the road, and there could have been cars behind me in all the other lanes, but there wasn't. And miraculously, I just carried on going and kind of went straight instead of like got myself out of that awkward angle. And after then, I was like so desperate for a new car. I was like, this car is dangerous. It's gonna kill me someday. Oh my gosh, you guys. And every car that I would view after that day, you guessed it, there was something wrong with that car. The clutch was too high, or the car would look perfect on the ad and I'd get there and it was just a mess. All of these bad things was coming because I was on a desperate frequency, a low frequency, and all of these cars and these salespeople were on my frequency. They were on the negative vibration that I was vibrating at. And as soon as I let go in the end and I was like, forget it, like I was also struggling to view the cars, like all these other things. And as soon as I let go of it and I was like, whatever, I don't care anymore, like I'm just gonna, after a while you kind of forget that it happened really, and I just got on with my life. That was when someone sends me this listing and they're like, this car looks really good. Went there, it was perfect, great price. It had like 40,000 miles on it, which was so low considering we bought it for like £700. And of course the car came when I'd let go and realigned my frequency. I was even into manifestation at this point, but I wasn't actively practicing it. When like you, maybe in the beginning stages when you knew manifestation was around, you didn't know whether it really worked or not. You didn't know the intricacies. So therefore you couldn't actually properly practice manifestation purely just because you didn't know enough about it or believe in it as much. That was me in those stages. This was like 2019 when I first discovered it, I think. And yeah, so I did not manifest because it was an inauthentic desire. I didn't actually want the new car. I wanted it because my old car was rubbish, and it was coming from a lack frequency, a desperateness, a state of need where you think you need it. You know, this whole thing. I didn't need a new car. I had a car. I did not need a new car whatsoever. I thought I needed the car. That was the worst thing. This need frequency. I need more money, or like this is gonna happen. Like, it's coming from survival mode. Survival mode is not a good mode. Most people are operating from survival mode, but that's gonna be in another video. So that's everything for today. Hope to help you operate from a higher frequency and see some of those shadows that are running the show right now. You can now do this journaling. So do the journaling prompt. Who am I? Then tell me if you did the prompt and realized that what you actually thought you wanted was not really aligned with who you are, who you want to become. Or it was, but not in a way that you thought it was. Like the whole doctor thing. Like, yes, you get to help someone. Like, yes, you have some time to do inner work still, but it's not to the extent of which you wanted it. Let me know if that happens. So do your journaling, do your emotional freedom techniques, and uncover those emotions, uncover those true desires, and get rid of the old ones, like chuck them in the bin. So yeah, I'm gonna go now. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to leave your comments down below if you have any questions. Okay, bye guys.